loss. Um, they just played harder and better than we did. We looked like we were in quicksand right from the get-go. Give them a day off even, on a 2-day prep, and we just had some guys didn't look very good, and then I didn't think I did a good job on, we didn't think in a million years we'd have to double the post. We thought we could handle it, and we were worried about their three-point shooting, and it just got layup after layup. Now, we missed 5 or 6 layups and 7 for 14 from the line, and you can't do that against a good team, and they're a good team. They're well coached. They played well. The Cricky kid was unbelievable, and I was unfortunately proud of Patrick McCaffrey. He's been through so much, and he played his tail off, and first half really hurt us. But I think with 6 minutes left to go in a half, we're 3 up. They go on a 15-1 run, and we just look out of sorts. Stats are funny. We did a decent job on second chance points, decent job on the fast break. Benches were even, free throws were even. We go 7 of 14, they go 18 of 29 from the line. We should make 10 threes and lose easy. They have 6 turnovers, we have 8. It was all energy. We didn't guard. Our bigs didn't guard. A couple of our guards on switches and that didn't guard. And I didn't do a good enough job either. So we'll regroup. It's disappointing to lose a game like that at home, but we didn't deserve to win it. They deserved to win it, and they did win it. So, questions? Made my day.
Tom, they had 12 more points in the paint and 11 more free throws. Were you surprised by what Cricky did with Freeman on the bench?
Yeah. It worked out better because they put another shooter in. And, we thought about Dublin. We were so worried about the shooting. They hit 4 threes for the night, and absolutely killed every one of our post guys. So, I have to come up with something better on that. We haven't had that happen. And it was just layup after layup. I heard they had 16 layups and 2 dunks. That's hard to beat, Not many teams come in here and shoot that against us. They shoot 50%. 50%, you're going to lose, even though we shot 45 and 50 from the 3. But the 7 for 14, the number of layups missed, and the number of layups they got was a difference in the game. And there was just an energy level that wasn't there. And we haven't had many games where we just flat out didn't bring it. Tonight, we flat out didn't bring it.
Tom, was this maybe a case of the guys that you really scouted and thought was like Freeman didn't play that much, but there was people who you probably didn't expect to score this much, and they did?
Well, that would have been okay. I could use that as an excuse if I would have, wouldn't have had a second half. We have a halftime because you can try to make adjustments at halftime, and I thought they went at us just as much the second half, and I don't know what happened. Even Malik's stats were good, but defensively, even he wasn't great, and we just didn't handle him well. We let him get the ball in there, and when it got in there, we didn't do much, and they went at it, and I thought some of it was there were some strange calls in there, but that's going to happen too in a game.
You mentioned yesterday we would see a little bit more of Xavier Booker going forward. Do you think he's turning a corner in his development with the way he played tonight?
Yeah, he did, but, the bully ball they played, that's where his strength just, and then we tried to put him on a perimeter guy, and, he's just not, but I'm not disappointed in Book. I just got to find the right matchups for him, and Cohen, because they played so much zone, it just wasn't the time, but both those guys are making progress. But if our other guys play like they did, they're going to play more even if they can't play.
Wondering about the...
But, when we talked the other day, we talked about Marty, and, the one thing Marty's been able to do is defend and rebound. And, you know, we just didn't feel like he missed a shot and struggled a little bit there. And we really didn't go back to him. But the one thing he can do is defend and rebound. So, you know, I got to make sure I don't listen to people and I do what I want to do. And that's what I did. And yet probably should have gone back in with Marty a little bit, the way our other guys covered. They just weren't strong enough to cover him.
What about coming out of halftime? AJ started attacking off the dribble a lot more. I guess, was that kind of necessity at that point? And did, you talk about last year's game, trading threes for twos. Was there a point where you had to start thinking that when it was getting closer?
I wondered the same thing, why the more aggression in the second half. But like I said, I think we were in quicksand. We haven't had a game all year where we really just didn't bring it, and I really mean that. We've had some bad starts. You'd think at Wisconsin we competed more. We just didn't. I mean, we missed guard switches today that they got 2 layups on. I mean, it's the most simple, basic thing you could do, and that means maybe we're more mentally tired than I realized, but it is what it is. The schedule is what it is, and it's a tough team to prepare for in a day, and that's what we did because we kind of gave them a day off because we had no choice, and we didn't handle it very well. So we got to do a better job as a staff, and we will.
Tom, it seems like every time this team's won a couple games, it's come out with a subpar effort. Can you?
I wouldn't say that now. I mean, every time a team won a couple games, we won 8 out of 10 games. So I don't know, what you're watching, but that's why I don't give my team as much credit, and I get abused for that. But because kids nowadays, it's hard, they don't do well with those kind of things. But I mean, when you say we came out, you want to explain yourself, and then I'll answer it. What do you mean?
You went 2 or 3 in a row, and then it seemed like taking that next step and really turning the corner.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. There's other good teams too. I mean, you cannot play bad in this league and win a game. Now, it's a shame to lose one at home, but you cannot not show up and win a game. We've showed up for. I thought every game. I was worried yesterday. I told you guys I was worried today after the first 5 minutes of the game. I told my staff, it was that easy for me to see. Now you'd say, well, why don't you change it? Well, I mean, they weren't trying to. I mean, making a mistake on a guard switch is, I mean, that's like 2 + 2, and we did, which means probably mentally we were just not into it. And it wasn't, guys aren't trying to miss layups. So I look at it that, that's where you need some guys out on the court that kind of raise it a level, as you said. Second half, AJ did that for a few minutes, but you don't get to do that against good teams. So I don't know what the reason is, but for the most part, we've had the pressure on us for quite a while and won a lot of games, and we didn't bring the same energy for some reason.
Hey, Coach. During the pregame, we noticed that Marty had some tape on his wrist and thumb. Was there an injury or something that may have limited his playing time tonight?
No.
Your team made more threes in the first 5 minutes of tonight's game than all of Saturday's game. Was that a matter of just better looks, or just those looks falling this time around?
I think a little bit of both. It was a shame because Jaden had some really nice shots. Then he forced a few, and I think he got out of rhythm himself because he really made some, and Tyson was looking for his. And I don't know, we had some, we hit some, and we said that on the bench. We made more threes in 5 minutes than we made all, but we made more in 10 than we did in most games. Just goes to show you the same old adage. Got to guard somebody. Got to guard somebody.
Coach, did you maybe stumble across the lineup? Because late in the game, when you went with the 4 guards and Malik out there, it seemed like you were getting a lot of open looks at the basket.
Yeah, but they were putting our big guys in the rim, so I don't know if what they would have done to our guards if we would have had to guard them that way. But we got to play better. We got to coach better. We got to. I should have made a couple of adjustments that I blame myself on, but players got to play too. Players got to play, and like I say, when you miss that many layups and that many easy switches against a team that's a good team, and they made some shots, and they only hit 4 threes, and fouling was a problem. We said that that was a team we didn't want to foul. They shoot 80 from the line, and they shot 79 from the line, so they did exactly what they're supposed to do. We're a decent free throw shooting team, and we missed some free throws, 7 of 14.
You mentioned a few times now that the team just didn't have it tonight. Is it just one of those, knowing that you have so many days now before Ohio State, is this just one that you just flush and move on and not really look back at?
No, I never flush a game. Never, ever, ever. I didn't flush last year's loss. I never flush a loss. I flush some wins. I never flush a loss. I, spend tonight looking at the film and getting upset on some of the absolutely incredible mistakes I think we made that we shouldn't make. And then I'll try to figure out why. No, I won't. No. We'll give them tomorrow off because everybody's got to have time off, But I'll work tomorrow. It's not President's Day. It's not day off day. It's not COVID day. I'll be working tomorrow, and I'll figure out what we did wrong and see if I can do it. But I don't play either. So go ahead. You can just say it. You don't need to.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, are you not as concerned knowing that it was just an energy?
Hell
Or
no.
because
I'm
effort is been an issue.
This
with
time of the year, I'm concerned with everything. Our job is to be getting better. Do I think we were tired? I look back, I probably think we were tired. But I don't know. I got to watch the film first, and then I'll report to you. But, boy, some of those layups were dead layups, right? And some of those switches that cost us layups. They had, I think did you say 16 layups and 2 dunks? So that's 16 layups. I don't think I'd beat Northern Michigan if they had 16 layups, So give them credit.
Wondering about the bigs. You mentioned that, trying to find maybe the right settings for each guy's skill set. How for you guys as a staff, how much did Jackson's injury maybe set back what you're trying to find, and maybe Booker's development? Is it a lot of things that you're trying at this point in the year to still maybe figure out that post rotation?
No, some of it is strength in Book's case, and things like that. But Jackson's injury. Every injury hurts you some. You don't get to get on path, but there's no excuse why some of the other guys didn't play better. Even Malik, he's been playing so good and his numbers are so good, but we just let the ball in there too easy, and I don't know why we did that, but those will be the things that I'll look at. Michigan had good bigs, even bigger bigs, and we did a better job on them. I don't know. I don't have an answer right now. I'll have an answer for you call me at 8 in the morning, I'll have an answer for you.
You can usually sense how your team's going to play. Was there anything in shoot-around?
No, practice and shoot-around were pretty good. That's what I said. That's what I told the team. But, this will sound crazy to all of you, and I'm sure none of you will have a clue what I'm saying. But, to bring back what you said, as a coach, you have to give positive reinforcements, especially to this day and age. It has to be It used to be about 40-60 positive to negative. Now it's about 90-10. And, you know, I told the team that, you know, they're practicing good. They did some good things. And, you know, Davis Smith, again, you know, he read it right. He said he didn't like the vibes when we came in after we shot. And he spoke very strongly about it, and he said it to me on the bench at halftime. And but you know, you can't keep pushing people anymore, so you just hope that they see it, and we'll show it to them on film. We'll have to do a better job as a staff. You know, we really will, because if I thought that they would push our guys around like they did, I guess I would have tried to double and gave up threes and lost that way. I mean, a three, they got to make a shot. A layup, they don't have to make a shot. I just never expected that. So that falls on me.
Anything else, guys?
Thanks.